I myself exhaled when I read in the report that none of this tomfoolery happened during the World Series or
Yeah.
postseason. What were your initial reactions?
Well, I'm not going to say the Red Sox got off easy. In an era of social media and everybody has conspiracy theories, I think, as you put it in the last segment with Tom Verducci, a lone gunman theory isn't going to fly with some people. But we've read the report. It's very thorough. It pretty much exonerates the front office. Dave Dombrowski, who is now departed, none of them are implicated. Cora himself is not implicated. So his punishment is for what happened with the Astros in 2017. I'm satisfied with it after reading the report. And as you said, the fact that it stopped, according to this report, prior to the postseason in 2018, because there were more stringent measures in place, more careful monitoring. So JT Watkins could not do in October of 2018 what he did, according to the report, on a few occasions, not throughout, because it wasn't possible. There were a handful of times, relatively speaking, that he was able to circumvent the rules that were in place during the 2018 regular season. Not as much of an impact as it had, according to the previous report about the Astros, not as much of an impact, not nearly as much as it had with the Astros banging on trash cans and whatnot. So, without excusing it, and the report doesn't, something much less serious happened with the Red Sox in 2018 during the regular season, and nothing, according to the report, in the postseason. So I am with you. This is much less serious in terms of how far reaching it is. It's confined essentially to JT Watkins, and much less serious, if we are to accept the report at face value, in terms of its actual impact on competition.
Thinking big picture about this, Bob, and we kind of speculated on this with Tom Verducci a moment ago. It was his understanding that the league was in pretty serious discussions with the players' union, with each of the 30 clubs, about how to safeguard the league from this happening again.
Mm-hmm.
Isolating the video replay room was something that Tom talked about. I mean, it's hard to imagine. The game was played for quite a long time with no access to immediate video. But we're in a
Mm-hmm.
day and age when players think that it's a rite of passage here to run up the
Yeah.
tunnel and look at the recently completed at-bat to try to make adjustments. How, for you, does the league safeguard itself from this occurring in the future?
I think a great shorthand was provided by Ken Rosenthal in one of his stories in The Athletic. This is not an open book test. You can do anything you want. And the report stipulates that. It's clear, it's understood. You can do anything you want with video in preparation. You can look at any video post game to prepare for the next game or the next series. But during the game, you cannot have access to it. And since human beings will do what human beings will do, especially in a highly competitive environment, I think the only answer to this is that all access to video is shut down during the game. If that means that you can't go back and look at your previous two at-bats before you come up for a third time, as you said, during the long history of baseball, this is a very recent development. You can study all that video prior to the game. You can study all of it after the game. During the game, you're on your own, and that is not too much to ask in order to safeguard the game against these kind of breaches of integrity.
Place like Boston, where baseball occupies such a relevant role in the culture, the fabric of the city. Is the stink off of this thing now for them? I mean, I don't think it's going to be off of it for them when they go to L.A. in interleague play. But locally, do you think that things have calmed down there in terms of the Red Sox brand?
Sure, and fans are going to be willing to be much more forgiving about their hometown guys than if some other team did it. Yes, I think so. Um, and also, although people in Los Angeles, the Dodgers feel twice burned. The Dodgers feel that 2017 they were burned, and it's pretty clear they were. 2018, this report says they were not in the World Series. Some fans are not going to read the fine print if they read it at all, and they're going to make a broad or draw a broad conclusion that may not be correct in all of its particulars. So 2018 and the Red Sox is distinct from 2017 and the Astros.